meeting to order at 7:01. You're taking minutes?
Yeah,
Okay.
sorry, forgot.
Okay.
I make a motion to approve the minutes. I read them and they're thorough.
Okay. Any changes or corrections? All those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay, we don't have somebody from the Public Works, or do we?
What do we need to know?
Steve is not here. Anything to report on? You guys
Any-
been working, doing anything, or?
Pushing snow.
Yeah.
We got our bat wing back today, the mower, so hopefully that helps just make the park look a little bit better, Fair Marquette. Other than that, we've just been wrapped up with dealing with weather. I mean, the park house is looking great. I don't know if anybody's been in there. Happy you were in there.
Yesterday, or
It's-
Saturday, I'm sorry.
It's been repainted on the inside and getting it all cleaned up. And other than that, it's pretty much just been snow removal and dealing with all that kind of stuff.
Cool.
Grass hasn't started growing yet. So.
It will after this week.
Yeah, no
2 days of 70
Alright.
degree weather, it will.
What is the park house going to be used for going forward?
Well, Alliance is going to use it as, because we have safety meetings once a month, so that's where we're going to start having our safety meetings. It's pretty much my home base, me and Bart.
I see.
So we go there in the morning and then delegate the parks from there. So.
And how
You're
many
still
total?
fine with us having the meetings up here, right? I mean, if we ever want to move them back to there.
I mean, until construction would start in here.
Right. And that's got to move to the firehouse, probably back to where we were, but everything will move over there because of this. We're going to rebuild this room, so
Yeah.
there won't be any meetings for a while. But we haven't put out for contracts yet, don't have a contractor.
So will we be, when that happens, will we be back at the firehouse, or will we be up at the park house?
Firehouse.
Firehouse, okay.
Well, I mean, you can do either one, but we're disassembling desks that were up at the park house. I don't, they take up too much room, so we're just going to have tables in there, so we
Okay.
can tear them down, set them up. So it's going to open it up more. But I think the firehouse is a better spot.
Definitely more room.
And you have the access to the media with the computers and stuff if we have to do a presentation of sorts, so.
That's true. Okay, let's move on to old business, the master plan. Okay, as far as the fundraising committee goes, we were supposed to meet, and then
Weather.
everything kind of fell apart at the last minute with, I ended up having to be in St. Louis that week that I wasn't supposed to be there, but I ended up having to be there anyway, and everybody else kind of like had something going. So we're going to try again and get a meeting again. Trail committee?
So we have submitted for the RTP through the state. We had one response back of, they wanted some clarification on the survey that we did, and they wanted to send the original files because what we had printed off were not clear enough. But that was it. That's all they've asked for.
At least they're asking for something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I guess Lauren's not here for the playground committee unless somebody's on her committee with her. Bathrooms?
When we say bathrooms, are we talking about like city park bathrooms?
Well, this is all part of the master plan.
Yeah, I guess. Can't do anything unless you get the funds to do so.
And we'll-
Well, I mean, I've been doing, I don't know that we necessarily have anybody heading that committee
I don't think we do.
anymore. But I've been looking into a few different companies that do prefab. I've got recommendations for 3 of them that are kind of nationwide that do prefab units where basically they can just drop them off.
Right.
You put the slab in, or they could do site work as well. I don't have any cost estimates, but talking with some other people in parks and recreation throughout the country, I mean, just for one small unit, if we were to go a prefab route, we could be looking at $150,000 up.
Yeah,
See,
Because you're paying the labor charges, you're paying the
Sounds like you can do it for
materials,
so much
and the design work and all that stuff.
we could do it for less.
A third of the cost, maybe.
But do we have time? That's
Yeah.
one of the issues.
That
that-
And
that is
that's,
one of the issues.
and
With forced labor is that you don't have the time, because if it's in the summer, cutting grass, there's no way.
yeah.
So,
And that's versus if we're able to find a way to do it in-house or locally, come up with some design plans or utilize our team. But again, it's time, and even outsourcing locally will drive the cost up. So really don't have a lot to go on there, but I am trying to check into it a little bit. But yeah.
Okay, and I had something, an email that, and I can't find it now, about the, I guess, Samantha had talked to, what's his face, at the library,
There's movies in the park.
Sean?
Sean, about the movies.
Yeah.
And she had sent an email, and I don't see it, oh, wait a minute, movie series.
I was gonna say, I've got the update if you'd like.
I think, let's see, reached, when, okay. Well, let's see. This was from Sean. He is reaching out for a potential grant. Sadly, the story walk idea isn't a good fit for this particular grant, so they were talked about that. But they were looking at figuring out what movies we want to do in the park this year.
And she sent a survey, do it like a March Madness type thing where you brainstorm a bunch of movies and let people vote and kind of like, you put them head to head and you just kind of pick the top 5 and that's the ones we watch. I like that idea.
Yeah, so right now, I've been kind of keeping in touch with Sam on the movies in the park. So working with Sean at the library, the movie series is going to go June through October. It's going to be right now it's planned for the first Saturday of each month. And Sam has contacted Pam to make sure the reservations in the park are held on that date for us.
already got that call.
Huh?
You've already got that call. We got the call about reserving the park, or at least not putting anything else in there.
Yeah,
Like I said.
yeah, Sam said she had already talked to Pam.
Yep.
And then, the idea that they came up with was kind of to figure out what movies we want to do is to try to do a March Madness. So right now we put out on Facebook, and I posted it to our Instagram as well, our Instagram stories, just to try to ask the public for, to kind of help brainstorm. Because we can come up with a lot of great ideas, I'm sure, but then there's always going to be somebody like, well, why didn't you do this movie? So if we can ask the public and they want to participate and kind of take those and narrow it down from what's available and what's appropriate, and then like Mr. Zugabe said, put them head to head and let the people out on social media or in the public help us determine which of the few movies we're going to have in the lineup. So as soon as we get some more participation, I guess, from that, we'll go from there. If we don't get a lot of participation, then we'll probably look to you guys to help, or Sean at the library's got a lot of experience in working with the public and what they seem to like in that direction. So, and then we'll be going out for sponsors to help with that again, which Sean took care of the last time.
So, okay, anything else on the master plan and that? Any other old business? Do what?
Which would have been for?
No, we're good.
How about new business?
Happy, where are we with this race that's coming? Has there been any more talk about the April 9?
It is said we have 150 people that have already signed up for it, which is a larger amount than expected at this point.
Is there a flyer anywhere?
No, we don't have anything printed, it's online. So you're looking for the STG Gravel Classic.
Yeah, I found it. My son has a race in Illinois this week. I was going to go watch. And if there's a flyer, I'll be more than happy to stand at the finish line and just hand them out, which is what we used to do back in the day. But I'm sure now everything is online.
Everything's digital. We kind of established it that way, so we're not handing out papers at
Yeah.
events.
Was that through,
Yeah.
sorry,
Yeah, you go ahead.
was that through Facebook?
That's their TrailNet.
Do what?
TrailNet.
Oh, TrailNet,
Out of St.
okay.
Louis. They're the ones organizing it.
Okay, I didn't know if they had anything like on Facebook where you could take it and share it, you know.
They do. There's an event page on Facebook for it. It's the STG Gravel Classic. If you search that, I'm sure the event page will pop up. TrailNet is the one that hosted the page, or the event page. So.
Are we part of the service area for TrailNet? I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and because we're in an unusual situation where there isn't a lot of gravel in St. Louis County and Jefferson County,
I see.
so this is a great spot to have that gravel race because of the access that you have to gravel. And then you can make it so long from here into Perry County.
No, with the 150 people registered, and assuming a lot of them are from out of town, if like the Airbnbs and the hotels and all those things start filling up, but people still want to stay close by, would it be possible to open up the park for camping at like the soccer fields and stuff?
We don't have
If you-
electric. I mean, it would have to be,
Yeah, then you're dealing with people in there.
I was going to say,
What about down at the Grove down here?
shared with that
Judith
property.
property down there, they have electric down there.
so at this point, we haven't had that kind of request. So
Yeah.
Matt Hartman, who's in charge of it from TrailNet's
Yeah.
kind of fielding
Gotcha.
whatever questions there are, and that's the one
Gotcha.
that's come along. But you've also got KOA north and south of us too,
Yeah.
that people could camp.
Well, and Jerdefet does the RV parking
Yeah.
year-round at request, so.
Yeah. And we haven't had anybody ask that. We've had 2 requests about overnight stays at this point.
Yeah, because I know when we've talked, I don't know if it's necessarily here or just me talking with other people, some people have mentioned, well, why doesn't the park open up for camping at previous events? When the ideas have been tossed around about getting cycling back into the city. And I guess I just never I don't camp, so I'm not thinking about electricity and all that, but it was brought to me in other instances similar, so it just popped up, so.
I think if we had an event at the park, I would say, yeah, let's do camping. You can do the individual areas for campers, but you're staying in the same area.
Yeah.
Once we make it distance, then you're having to worry about those logistics.
A lot of your cyclists, because they race, some of them almost every week, so it is economical for them to drive that morning. They can't afford it.
Yeah.
And when you see this event, you'll be blown away because these guys will be riding a $10,000 bicycle, but their car's worth $200.
Yeah.
Their money goes on the bicycles. It is ridiculous how much money is spent on those, but their car's lucky to make it to our town. But that's what they do.
Yeah.
Is that Jerdefet ground open on a regular basis for camping?
You have to call them, I believe.
Do they advertise it?
No, because it's a lot to keep up with, but if somebody wanted to bring their RV and call them, I think Jamie
Once in a while, I'll see an RV
will
out
do
there.
it because they don't turn the electric, they don't leave the electric on year-round, so if somebody wants to stay there, they need to
it.
turn it on for them.
Which is interesting, though. It's an asset for the community.
It is.
Well, it's the same thing, because I've seen a couple RVs down there here.
And I don't want to misspeak or speak for the Jerdefet board, I just know that's how it was before, but things might have changed, so,
They mow that themselves, I assume.
Oh, yeah.
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 Are we still trying to help out whatever is needed? Whenever is needed, okay. If you need, and I don't know how much help you're getting, but if you need to, let me know. I will get some high school kids that they got to do service hours anyway.
Okay.
That would be an opportunity for them to,
Because we may have parking that is going to be done. So the parking is established behind Valley, is the biggest parking lot. But also you got the county parking lot and then French Colonial America, their parking lot we're going to utilize. So we probably are going to need some volunteers. So I'll find out how many and let you know.
Yeah, shoot me a number. I mean, I have 40 some kids out for track. I'll just tell the kids, meet me Saturday morning, and we'll all figure out what we need help, and we'll do it.
Do they want to work tables or anything out in the distance where?
They'll probably work whatever we ask of them to do,
Okay.
as long as we put them in a group.
Okay.
Like you don't put a girl, I mean, we'll put 3, 4 girls together, and they'll be happy to do so.
Right, yeah. Because there's going to be some stations that will be set up along the way.
Absolutely.
Okay, great.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay, anything else?
I have been approached by the group that plays pickleball at the community center. And if you've never been to the community center, there's like 30 older people playing pickleball. It is like the biggest, newest thing. And they asked what's their chances of moving pickleball over the summer to the city park. And I said, the tennis courts are not in shape to be used. I mean, I was very politically correct. I said, I will bring it up, I will ask. And my first thought is, you have the community center indoor and the tennis courts outdoor right there. But they asked, so I'm bringing it up. So something to...
I actually got stopped this morning in the middle of the road to let me know about it.
Well, good, somebody else
It was
asked.
cool though, but I was going to bring it up probably the next meeting. I wanted to kind of look at the plan and see where we'd even possibly work it in as a multi-purpose.
Multi-purpose
Because the thing with multi-purpose courts is if you've got 2 sports on the same court that are very popular, that can't play on the same court at the same time. You know, it's different. Like if you're doing, basketball, you can play a half court, pretty easily modified, but pickleball might have to land right in the middle of a basketball court.
Well, these guys are morning people, so they'll be in and out before the rest of them wake up.
Well, yeah, but
Yeah.
So,
night games and things like that too, and other.
yeah,
but-
how big of a court do they need?
I think that it's somewhere around 20 to 25 feet in length, and somewhere in the neighborhood of 15 to 18 feet. It's not much bigger.
I think it's 22 by 44.
Yeah, it's nothing ridiculous.
It's basically you can get 4 pickleball courts into 1 single tennis court. So I mean, depending on design-wise, there might even be enough room down there to do a multi-purpose hockey area with a pickleball area on the side or 2. I don't know the measurements down there,
What,
but
yeah,
what's
what's
still
the
years
height
down
of the
road.
net?
Oh, it's waist high.
30
We're talking about like 36
30,
inches.
about
So it's
36
about
on
the
the
same
ends.
height as a regular tennis.
It's not as wide.
Yeah.
So would they have like a net, a portable net?
Yes, they make
Yes.
portable nets
And
on wheels
then-
and stationary.
How hard would it be if they played in the morning up on the basketball court?
It's not hard. What you're also looking at is the line design and things like that. You'll want to have things taped out and things like that. So it's not a no, but it's something logistically because you want things like that to be put in their proper place from the get-go if you can.
It says 44 by 20.
Yeah, and so I think it's just one of those long-term things, like as we start looking at these changes, keeping that in mind. Does it make sense to put it here, or can we dedicate a better space for it? Because what we don't want to happen is what we've done in the past, where we're putting something here where it fits right now, but long-term, it doesn't fit with our goals.
And our present tennis courts would not, I mean, they couldn't come up and just set it there.
I don't think so.
They're not
It
playing.
would be an accident waiting to happen.
There's a lot.
It would cost more to even attempt to resurface those than it would to just pour new asphalt.
But if you haven't been to the community center, it's a thing of beauty to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
50-plus generation, up to like, I've seen as old as 80-something,
Yeah.
that are running up and down and playing, and it's like, I'm jealous. I'm like,
Yeah, and in surrounding communities, it's really taking
I
off
know.
Oh,
with
yeah.
with the younger kids as well.
well, we do it as a PE unit.
Yeah.
I mean, I wrote a grant, and I got 3 pickleball nets, and it's very popular, all the way from 5th grade through, I only have freshmen, up to freshmen, so we play. Kids love it.
Yeah, and like right now too, with the basketball court, I mean, you're almost, it's not as bad, but you're approaching the area where, like the tennis courts, where there's deep cracks. It's not the most level of surface and things like that. But if we were to resurface it, then we could potentially temporarily put like tape down for lines and things like that, where it wouldn't be painted over the basketball lines and things like that. But
See, we modified it, like the volleyball court is 60 feet in length,
Yeah,
and you have the 10-foot line on both ends. So we have a net, and the net happens to be 18 feet. So we actually put 3 courts next to each other, and we play singles, which is perfect because if you were to go the full 44 feet, kids couldn't, it's too much space. So we play singles in what is like 12 feet on one side, 12 feet on one side, and then the width is 18 feet. It makes it perfect, very competitive. Kids can run up and down. That's awesome. We've tried doubles, a little too crowded, but it can happen. It works.
okay. That's an idea to put into the multi-court.
People do enjoy it.
Yeah, you've seen.
yeah,
First time I saw pickleball, it was at Cape, and it was on wheelchair, and I was absolutely blown away. The ball was bigger, the paddle was much bigger, but I was blown away that people on wheelchair were getting after it, and they're hitting the ball, and there's all these modified rules, but I was like, wow, these guys, nothing is stopping them. They're
Yeah.
doing this.
well, I think Festus ended up replacing, was it a tennis court or whatever in Joker's Park with, I think they got like 6 pickleball courts in that area, so. And
Okay,
They get a lot of attention too. Every
Yeah.
time I play the disc golf course is usually.
I think it, being the smaller court, it's a little bit more attractive than tennis, playing
Correct.
a bigger court like that, but people want to play tennis until
And I
they
believe
get out
they
on the
have
court.
some sort of a
Lot
tournament
area.
coming up. There's a tournament that's coming.
Yeah,
yeah.
The pickleball people are doing, I think
Oh, yeah.
it's for some fundraiser to go towards a good cause. But yeah, these guys are,
yeah.
I've seen their net, I've not seen them play it, but,
that's pretty cool.
so, okay, any other new business? Any other business?
Wow, you should be in charge all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
Get this done. Okay, now I have a motion to adjourn.
Awesome.
Second.
All those, do we have a second?
The motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion.
There you go.
I thought he made the motion.
You can have it, it don't matter.
I didn't hear you.
Second it, whatever it is, you're
Okay,
good.
all those in favor?
All right.